So hi, I'm Jack with the Potting Shed by Carlisle in Old Town Orange. And a lot of times our customers will ask us when they come into the shop, wow, we hear you go on trips and you go over the country. Well, we do. And then the second question they always ask is, how do you set that up? How do you meet these people? How do you find the finds? Well, one of the things that we do research before we go into a spot, and we build relationships via social media or the internet, that type of thing. But these good folks at the Warehouse Antique Mall, Crystal's the owner, fantastic people. We met our friends Lee and Angie here. So what we do is Lewis and I'll go in, we'll go through the warehouse or the antique mall, and then inevitably you've got someone there changing their booth out or they're freshening their booth. So we strike up a conversation with those people like we did with Angie and Lee, and then they all of a sudden go, well, you know what, we have a barn. You know, so after we tell them what we're doing, then they open up this whole new world, and then we build relationships off of that. But beside that fact, these antique stores are full of great finds too. So you've got to dig through sometimes really deep to find the good deals, especially when they're coming back. You know, we've gone across the country, and we've now got to transport it back. A lot of times we have to upcycle it or whatnot, and then we put it back in the store. So you have to really dig deep to find those unique pieces. For instance, galvanized metal buckets. You may not want to travel across the country to pick those up because we can get those in our backyard. However, there's probably those one or two galvanized metal buckets that are a little bit more older, or they have a special story behind them, or they've been used for something different. So tricks of the trade, there it is. These folks are great. They've put out a great little welcoming committee. It's a big surprise, but they invited other people in, and they've set up tents and their wares just for us today. They're so sweet, they even created a little banner welcoming Lewis and I back. So here we are in the inside of the Warehouse Antique Mall. A place like this, it's a plethora of stuff. So you have to zero in on a few things, and that's what you like, what tugs at your heart, quality, value, and integrity. So always pick up the pieces, turn them, shake them, roll them around, make sure they're all together, make sure you like it, because it's something you're gonna have to take home and live with. So Adam, I'll do her trick over here. So, no, don't you do her trick.
Yeah, why not?
Because you got a few more pounds than her.
You could try it.
You break it, you buy it. It's the old bouncy test. Think it
They made things so much better.
Yeah. Hey guys, so today we have a twofer for you. We are here with Mark. He's the owner of Kimberly Farms. He and his wife Karen. Oh boy, got some friends here off to the side. You'll get to meet them later. But the twofer is that they have a goat milking farm, as well as they sell vintage finds. So we've come out here today to see the goats a little bit and talk about them with Mark. And she's really wanting me to come on the other side. So Mark, tell me about these gals here, because you have the boys over there and the gals over here, right, for a reason.
And the unexpected pregnancies
yeah,
is the main thing. That, if you get the boys with the girls, the milk, when you milk them, they taste funny.
Okay.
But if you keep them separate,
okay,
it's great.
It's better milk. And so you guys can't keep the milk in stock, right?
No. We have so many people that want goat's milk, it's just crazy.
Yeah. And so what are they doing with the goat's milk?
They're feeding their babies, they feed dogs, the chickens like the milk.
Okay.
It's good milk.
Yeah. And so Karen, your wife, I think, makes goat milk soap as well.
She does.
Yeah. We're going to sample some of that later on. I can't wait to do that. Yeah. So then you've separated the two, and you told me an interesting fact a while ago that the color of the goats, because you've got brown, black, white, all shades of tan here, the color of the goat comes from the dad.
Correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, you want to really come over here. Might as well just meet, who is this? Millie?
Millie.
This is Millie. She really wants to tug on my shirt. She's a sweetheart. They have these big floppy ears. And then, so what is their breeding season?
End of July, or starting of July till November.
Okay. So we're in that right now, so that's probably why that fence over there is hot right now.
Yeah.
And so,
oh yeah.
Don't go over there. Millie? Okay, hey, yeah. All right, so then it takes how long to milk these goats?
It takes an hour.
Takes an
And
hour.
For 6 goats, I hand milk.
Oh, wow. And then how much milk can that produce?
A
From
little over
these?
2 gallons.
2 gallons. And then how many females do you have?
I have six milking goats. I got four babies here,
Okay.
and then 3 boys.
Okay. And so the babies were just born, I think you said 2 this year,
Well, all 4 of these are born this year.
all 4. And then so how long before they start to produce milk?
The ones that are born in April, I can't breed till November.
Okay.
So they're going to end up right at the end of the mating season.
Okay.
It takes 5 months for them to do their pregnancy thing before they
Okay.
deliver.
What about being a milking goat? Can you milk them?
After
Yeah.
they have the baby,
After, okay, that's it.
yeah,
Okay.
about a week after they have the baby, I start milking.
Yeah, wow. And then so you were telling us about one goat and you guys had to step in and provide some extra help with the baby's cane because she lost one of her teats.
Right.
Yeah, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
But then she produced 4
She gave us quads.
quads, and that's unusual?
Well, that particular season we had 3 goats give us quads.
Okay,
All
wow.
within 24 hours.
You were busy.
I was busy.
You were busy.
Yes.
So when do you have time to go to pick so you can provide good vintage stuff for people like
Not
us?
very often.
Yeah. And so is that when Karen steps in?
Yeah.
Okay.
She does. She actually milks too. So
Okay. But I think they have an affinity to you. These goats are
Yeah.
attached to you, I can tell.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we're gonna, thank you Mark very much, and we're gonna talk to Karen about vintage picking when we get to her. Hey guys, we're here at Kimberly Farms still, and this is Karen and Mark's wife. And this is a woman after my own heart. We are in a garden of all gardens. This is like what I grew up with in North Carolina, and so now we're here in Karen's garden. We're among the okra and the peppers. Tell us what else you have in your garden, Karen.
Well, at some point we just about have everything, but everything in Oklahoma is seasonable because we have such a long growing season. We plant early spring till then we start planting again as soon as something is finished. Then we're putting something else in the hole.
rotates.
And yeah.
So you got me there because I think of snow. And do you get snow here? No.
Not very
Not
much,
sure. I
really.
think cold weather. How low do your temperatures go here?
In fact, we didn't even get a hard enough freeze last year
Oh,
to kill
okay.
the bugs.
Got it.
I mean, like
So-
we didn't even, it was horrible
Yeah.
last year. It was way too warm.
So your extended season
We
is
need
way
it.
out
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah, we're good until, October. We kind of start getting some cold temperatures the end of October, November, but so we have grapes. First we have our bees. We just started beekeeping,
Okay.
and you can see them. They're going home right now.
And how many hives do you have?
We have 2.
2? Very
2
good.
hives. And then we have our grapes. And then we have sweet potatoes in between there. And this is yellow squash, all kinds of squash, cantaloupe.
Well, we're going to get right back with Karen because what I think is really cool and repurposing it is best is she has a story about her tomatoes and how to protect them from the harsh winds here in Oklahoma City. We'll be right back. Possibly lamps or succulent planters. Lamps, succulent planters. Okay folks, we're back with Karen of Kimberly Farms, and I'm gonna geek out on you for a second because I saw these rusty cans, I love rust, and I'm thinking, okay, what can I do with these guys? But so I'm of course, okay, we're here to get vintage picks, and I'm like, Karen, I want to buy those. And she goes, no, I got to use them for my tomatoes. So tell us why you use these for your tomatoes here in Oklahoma.
Well, when we first get our tomato plants, they're about 4 inches tall from the greenhouse. We order them. And so we need something to keep our tomatoes stabilized so the wind doesn't break them off. And it just protects them until they can. We don't take the cans off until they just start popping their heads right out of the can. And then we start staking them, and we do our peppers with them too.
So I would imagine it gets it well rooted, very deep rooted
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
So you're using them from year to year. I love them hanging on the fence. It's great. So how many tomatoes? I see tons here. How many varieties of tomatoes do you have?
We only have 2 varieties. We have a slicer tomato, an heirloom slicer that we don't vary from. I mean, like, I've tried everything, but these are mortgage lifters.
Oh, nice.
They're huge.
Yeah, big.
They get up to 1.5 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like a sandwich tomato, very little
Right.
juice. And then on cherry tomatoes, we change out every year. I
Okay.
mean, like, we're not picky about them.
And are you using them for not only sandwiches, but do you make tomato pie and
I can. So everything that would have a tomato type base, whether it's a chili sauce, barbecue sauce, salsa, vegetable soup, tomato soup, anything that's got a tomato base, I'll can it too. And but we sell too.
Yeah.
We sell.
oh, like at a farmer's market or here
we
on site?
have a Facebook group,
Okay.
Kimberly Farms,
Good.
and nice little plug there.
That's perfect.
And we have our own CSA. We sold to memberships to customers back in February or March,
Okay.
and they believed in us. And then we sell just to people on our group. They
Yeah.
come, and like yesterday, I sold about 100 pounds of tomatoes.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So what I love about that is you stick with 2 things that work for you.
Yes,
A
we
small
don't
tomato
change.
and,
Yes.
and you just go from year to year.
Yes,
That's excellent. All right. There you have it, folks.
that's it.
That's it.